Have you ever stared at a blank page and wondered, will these words ever come out? Like you're just in a creative rut and nothing is working. What if I told you that there's a very simple way to overcome writer's block and it's a lot easier than you may suspect? Welcome, Scribes of the Extraordinary, and today we're going beyond entertainment and diving deeper into the craft of storytelling by talking about writer's block. Specifically, 5 strategies on how to overcome it, and stick around because the 5th strategy is the most important and powerful strategy. All of these have helped me immensely. I struggled with writer's block for years. 1 to 2 years period of time where every time that I sat down to write, whatever I wrote, I would look back at it and go, I don't know where this is going. I don't know what these characters want. I just feel like I can't write. I'm not a writer. What am I doing? I'm just wasting my time. And it took me a long time to really heal from that. And when I began healing from that, it was because of strategy number 1. I continued learning. I continued studying the craft of storytelling. I learned from writers who have succeeded. I read books about storytelling, listened to podcasts, watched YouTube videos. Learn as much as you can about the craft of writing, because the more that you absorb and the more that you understand about your craft, about your art, the better you're going to be at it. It's just like with a visual artist. They don't start one day painting the Mona Lisa. They sketch stick figure outlines and they do long swishes of lines, just trying to figure out forms, and their drafts at the beginning are really messy, and they're trying to figure out the forms and the rules of drawing in order to then use them and break them later. We are the same way. We need to understand the basics. You need to understand the craft. Research what it is that you're writing about. Are you writing about a scientist? Well, if you're not a scientist, research different areas of study. Listen to different scientists talk about their specific areas of study that you want to incorporate that. Research what it is you're going to write. Study good works and ultimately avoid comparing yourself. As you grow as a writer, you're going to go to experts. You're going to go to people who know more than you. Don't compare yourself to them. If you're brand new on your journey, don't expect to have 3 books written by the time you finish a video. Everyone starts their journey somewhere, and wisdom is being able to learn from other people's journeys, their successes and failures, and not repeating their failures yourself. Now, strategy number 2 is to read. Read to study. Pick up some books that are similar to the story you're trying to write. Pick some movies that are similar to the story you are trying to write if you are doing script writing. Pick some things and analyze the stories. How does the dialogue flow? What are the character arcs like? Are there any tropes in it? What do you like? What do you not like? Don't just consume content, but really be focused on why is this good? What makes this bad? How could I make this better? That is how you are going to improve in what you read and how you study. And also read for inspiration. Sometimes you just need to sit down with a really good book that excites you, or watch a really good movie that excites you, and you go, yes, I'm energized. Let's get to writing. I want to write something like that. And then you sit down and write. And it's a good reminder of why we love writing. We love stories, we love character interactions, we love certain tropes, and experiencing those will refresh yourself and remind yourself why you love writing in the first place. And now, strategy number 3 is self care. When you're writing, when you're doing anything in life, remember to take a break. Doing things for a prolonged amount of time without a break is actually going to lead to you being less productive with that time. The way our brains are wired, they're wired to function really well for an hour and a half to 2 hours and then just need a break. So take that 20-minute break. Get up, stretch, play with the dog, go on a walk. Do something that's completely different, and then come back to writing once you've given your brain the time that it needs to just kind of shut down, or even just sit down and close your eyes for 10 minutes. Allow your brain to rest so that it can better serve you. Go outside. Being outside reduces stress. It improves your sleep. It helps motivate you to exercise. Being in nature is very mentally and emotionally restorative. We're not meant to live in these boxes and never experience the sunlight. So get outside every once in a while. And when you rest, truly rest. There's certain activities, such as scrolling through social media a bunch, that actually fatigue your brain. They don't allow your brain to rest. So when you do take a break, do something that's really restorative for you. Try something new and set boundaries for yourself. A lot of people burn out because they haven't set healthy boundaries. Let me tell you, it's okay to say no. Say no to things that aren't going to help you. Say no to things that you aren't able to do. Even if there's some things you want to do, but if you are exhausted, don't further exhaust yourself. You had good friends, they will understand. So set boundaries for yourself, and within those boundaries, you're going to give yourself the room that you need to be creative. Now, strategy number 4 is identify the issue. Why is it that you have writer's block? What's causing that block? Really, look into your life. Look into what you spend your time and energy on. Look at external factors. I know that there was about a month of time where I didn't write because I didn't have the mental capacity to write, because I was in the middle of trying to work and pack and move and sell a house and move across multiple states. And that takes a lot of organization, and it takes a lot of figuring things out, and it's very stressful. And during that period of time, and even after we moved, as we were unpacking, I did not write. And that's okay. So are there external things that are impacting or adding extra stressors? Do you not know enough about what you're trying to write? Do you need to do more research? Do you not understand enough about writing and you need to study the craft more? Are you in a difficult season? Or are you just bored? Are you just bored? And that's why writer's block affects so many of us. Writer's block is a term that we use for so many things, but the term boils down to this: writing not working. Well, why isn't writing not working? Because often we're bored and we don't feel like putting in the work to write. So, strategy number 5, the most important one, and the one that will probably solve most of writer's block, to be honest. Create consistent routines. Create a writing routine. Inspiration is a fickle beast. and rarely shows up. And whenever inspiration does pop to mind, it's typically at the most inopportune times when you really can't write anyways. And if you think about it this way, if you write when inspiration strikes, and you actually have the ability to write when inspiration strikes, that's great. That's not common, but that's great. Usually inspiration pops up in the middle of the night. But you can sit down, you write for 3 hours, awesome, fantastic. And then inspiration is going to hit you tomorrow, in 2 weeks, in 2 months, in 2 years. You can't count on inspiration to show up when you need it, so don't count on inspiration to help you get things done. If you wait for inspiration to show up, you're not going to get anything done. This is the biggest thing that I've heard new writers say is, I write when inspiration hits me. You will get nothing accomplished in a meaningful amount of time by doing that. If you wait for inspiration to strike, you most likely will never get your book done. But how you do get it done is setting a writing routine. And if you set a writing routine, 5 minutes a day, 25 words. That's not hard. That's really easy. You spend probably an hour plus a day texting people. Definitely more than 25 words. So just set yourself 5 minutes a day. I'm going to write 25 words. Whether that's associated with your story or not, just set yourself that time, that at this time every day, right before I go to work, right before I go to school, 5 minutes, 25 words, go. If you do that, you're going to set yourself up for success. Because consistency is key, and consistency yields results. There are 365 days in the year. If you write for 300 of those days, take the 65 days for weekends, vacation, take a break, whatever. But if you write for 300 of those days and you write 1,000 words a day, that's 300,000 words. My friends, that is 3 novels, 3 long novels. Novels tend to be between 70 and 100,000 words, depending on the genre. All right, what if you can only write 500 words a day? That's 150,000 words. That's 1.5 to 2 novels in a year that you've written simply by being consistent. Inspiration can't get you there. Determination will get you there. What separates the ones who succeed from the ones who fail as writers is the ones who, in anything in life, is the ones who succeed keep going. They keep showing up. They keep being consistent. Even if it's bad, they still do it. They still work hard. They still show up. They still try. Consistency is key, my friends, in anything important in life. So be consistent. Set a writing routine. You can do it. It's really easy. Like I said, 5 minutes, 25 words a day. So simple. So simple. Because if you write for those 5 minutes, you write those 25 words, it's going to turn into 50. Then it's going to turn into 100. And then suddenly 10 minutes has gone by as you've written 200 words. And then it'll start spiraling. Start small, but as long as you show up, you're going to get results. And you're going to grow as a writer. So to recap, the 5 different strategies for overcoming writer's block. Number 1 is to continue learning. Absorb as much information as you can. Number 2 is to read. Read for inspiration. Read to study. Number 3, self-care. Take care of yourself. Pour into yourself. Eat good food. Go get some movement. Go exercise. Spend time really rejuvenating and pour into yourself instead of pouring out and just consuming things. Pour into yourself so that you can pour into your work and so that you can pour into others. Strategy number 4 is to identify the issue. Sometimes writer's block comes from a lot of external stressors. So identify those issues and take care of them, and know that it's okay to sometimes pause your writing. As long as you, strategy number 5, stay consistent and give yourself a writing routine. A little bit each day is going to get you so much further than if you ever wait for inspiration to strike. It's a little bit each day, a little bit of consistency each day. And so we have the question of the week, which is, have you experienced writer's block? I feel like most writers have. Have you experienced writer's block, and what did you do to overcome it? How I overcame it is I studied. I learned the craft more. I analyzed more stories. But how I really overcame writer's block is I put the pedal to the metal and I just started writing. Consistency is key, and consistency will get you very far. And the more that you write, the better a writer you will be. So put 10 minutes a day under your belt of writing. You're going to be leagues ahead of those who write once a month, once every 3 months. You're going to do yourself a lot of favors just by doing a little bit each day. So what about you? Have you ever experienced writer's block, and what are some things that you did to overcome it? Have you used any strategies that I didn't mention? I would love to hear about them. Well, my scribes of the extraordinary, that's all that I have for you today. I look forward to our next encounter together as we continue to journey going beyond entertainment, one step at a time.